Now you might have noticed that there's a lot of scrap wood behind me when I was doing other stuff, but it's not actually scrap. These are bits and pieces I've taken off, and I've purposely kept the corners and stuff, and because of their odd shapes. So for example, this one here goes here, and this one here is the end piece, I do believe. I do believe that's the end piece. No, that's not the end piece. That's going to be, that's that piece down. No, it's not. Let me think. It's a jigsaw. It's that piece in the corner. Right, so basically I can use these. This piece here, for example, we know goes here. So I can pretty much draw around these and cut them almost straight away, and they're ready for treating and water sealing and pinning in. A bit wider, so if I went 50, I'd cut them all the same. 100, just over, that will do us. You'll notice I'm trying to keep the grain on the front windows definitely going down, definitely going down. It's up to you, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. But if I can keep the grain going down to the side, I always think it looks better. I don't know why, I don't know. It's just something I do. Okay, we're looking here at the moment, it's not looking too bad. I mean, each piece is going to take a good hour to make, but if you look at a place like this here, just a bit there, no point in cutting that. That is purely hand sanding. We're hand sanding that in so it fits underneath that rim with a little tiny bit of movement. We do that all the way along, and then that one will be done, and then there's just the rest to do. The entire front section. It'll be done this evening. I'm here for the night. I'm here for the night. There's my fancy bit of wood I nearly broke my neck on. Right, moving on. Made a piece up to here. Kind of centre. I've tacked it onto the board. Now I'm just going to draw around that. I've all done that little line there, and cut that out. And hopefully we're not going to be too far off. The rest a bit of sanding. We're good to go. Right, next one. This one isn't too bad to do, I don't think. This is the one I've got the worst leak though. Just here, we know the curves here. And what I'll do is I'll shape the bottom one first. And yeah, we're getting there, we're getting there. Right, that's all the front panels done. They're all going to need slightly sanding, a little bit of planing in areas, but they all fit, and obviously going to need to be removed because we're going to need to stain them prior to them going up. So now we've really got to start looking at these sections here. Everything's going to need to be sanded anyway at some point. All these main bits will have to be sanded, but we need to look at these. These are, yeah, especially this one. Especially this one. If we can get this one done, we can get this one in. We get that trim on the side, and that will go a long way. That will go a long way. Right. Well, I can almost guarantee you this isn't going to be straight at all. So here's our little notepad. So if we go, it's just to now enter a measurement. 680. 680. 680. This one. Look at that. See? 700. So it's on the one, I mean by 20 mil. 700. 700. Dear. see my little. I find this stuff all over the boat, you know, little bits of wood with stuff written on them, and I realised, oh, I'm doing it. So we want this to go to the end. So that's 890. 890. And I guarantee you it's going to be different. You see, it's not going to be square at all. 895. That's not different. It's different. 895. Now that is it looks square, but it's completely misshaped. Now I've got to go and put all this down. I'll cut this, and then we do a first time, and we'll whack it in, and we'll see what happens. Okay. There we go. That's what we've got. First time. Now hopefully it will fit in very easily. We want a bit of play. There you go. Okay. That's good enough. Because here, now, we can do it. We can actually do this today. We can get our black frontage here. Cut this in lovely here and prepare this board. But I'm not doing anything with this board now. It's going to need sanding. But we know, yeah, that's it. Right. The next one to do is here to here. Oh, now that looks a pig. That does look a pig, actually. I'm thinking when I do this one, I'll measure it so it goes right up, butts up to the starboard side, and then the trim what goes along the edge will hold this in place at the bottom. So I think otherwise you're going to have the risk of this in the future just pinging up. And here, just like what they've done, I'll look at possibly, I might go up to here, let's see. Because you've got to think there's trims going on as well. So, and trims can be a hindrance as well as make your boat look good. They can also hinder you, so some places you don't really want them. Right. Looking better. Right, I've come up against a little problem. What it is the very front of this boat actually bows inwards. It's got a slight bow as it comes in. So like what I was doing on these tops, these weren't too bad on the windows, but this is quite deep. So I made a little device a little while ago, and what this does is just a pen pops through a bit of wood like that. It saves a lot of measuring, and what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to put it onto the edge, and then I'm going to follow the pen, just pull the pen down the board, keeping that on the edge. In actual fact I want it that way round. I've got a smooth bit here. So I will then draw all the way down the bottom. I should, as long as I keep this piece of wood straight, I should be following that curve, or as near as down there anyway. So make sure I'm on that mark still. You've got to keep pressure on that pen tip. Now you can see the shape, the actual shape of the boat. I know it's a white pen, it's quite difficult to see. But I'll go back to where I was. I'm just going to go down. Just keep it just here. It's just here. It bows out and then bows in. It's completely irregular shape. So hopefully if I cut to this all the way through, then this piece here and the front will fit. Well, that's the plan anyway. Now on one of the biggest panels, so I've just basically cut the basic shape, and it's literally something like this. You just have to it's millimetres at a time, because I've got a curve coming through this side, a curve, an angle here on the port window, a slight angle here, and obviously I've got the door frame to deal with, and I will have, this board isn't quite wide enough, so a piece will have to go in just here, but that doesn't matter because that's where your rail will be, and you're going to be putting something else there anyway. So yeah, so it's literally now board on, board off, shape, board on, board off, shape, and then eventually we do a cut on this end here. So all I'm doing now is just taking off literally a few mil at a time all the way around this board until this board fits exactly on here, and then we're on to the easier ones, which is the front panels and the side panels and the trims at the top, which is a lot straighter, but it still bends. You've still got to cut the bends. Yeah, okay, we're getting there. Let's have a minute. This is so awkward. I'll give you an idea. I'll put this back on. Yeah, where I am. This has got to go here. Well, we're slowly getting there. Now, tidied up on the edges here. This bit needs to be cut. Basically, it's got a bit of a shape underneath this. And then we've got the last bit, we push it down slightly, and then we take the measurement from this window edge up to that corner, and then it's a case of shaping it in, cutting the door piece out. This piece will have to go in, there'll be a separate piece going here, because it just has to be really, or never, the board wasn't long enough, wasn't wide enough. It's 4 foot, which is what you buy the boards in, and that is 4 foot. We can drop that in, we'll be ready to cut the door, and then there's one piece to make up there, obviously, because the boat's over 8 feet long, 8 feet wide. The board isn't going to do it, so I'll tidy this edge up here, and then I'll cut the door, and then we'll see. Have a look around. What are we looking at? We are looking at a quarter finished wheelhouse in panels. Wasn't too difficult, wasn't rocket science. Because we're almost panelled out on this side, and we've got a bit of hardwood gone in and such like in the top section here, we are shaping up. We've been playing about with a little bit of wood, some wood features like the tops of the doors and stuff, which are going to need sanding, blasting down and planing, but things are definitely coming together. But today it's this. It's going to be carrying on with this workstation, because it's going to be a priority very soon to get the shower wall in here. And once the shower wall goes in, we can then start putting the tops on and building up around the door itself. And once these pieces go in, that's going to be our first point of electrical wiring going in as well. So, right, let's move on. Let's crack on with this. Very straightforward. Put this in. Should be about there. So what we need to do now is really cut the boxes in. We need to basically mark out the back of the board, just mark on the back where these boxes are, drill and jigsaw. So I know I've got a single, just literally, I'm just going to mark up where they are. That's the top of the single. Right, the board falling down. And somewhere we have a double. We have a double, and here it is. So I'm just going to mark it at the back of the board. side of the board. So basically this is our double box, single box. Like I say, we just cut them just slightly on the small side for now, as long as the boxes, as long as these boxes fit in. This is, I haven't completely smoothed this edge off because I'll do it when I bring this up to level. I'll do it with sand. I can just sand that in. But yeah, okay. Drill. This is exactly the same as what we've done with the switches. Which will go a bit all underneath. Put the 4 holes just on the inside of the box. Okay, see what we've got. That's in there. Put the boxes in from the back, that way round. Do you know, we're not too far out. That could do a little bit off the top there. And this one. Well, you know what? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. We're on the flush edge. We're oversized here, how we want to be. Yeah, I'm just going to give a little light sand around these, and this panel is actually done. I think now you can see we are definitely, see if I find that alright. Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. The next stage is bonding. I'll show you this as well. I've made this up. This is more playtime stuff for me really. I'm just having a look to see what suits it best. And this is Sapili, that's going to suit it best. We've got Sapili going around the tops as well. And then this will have some sort of edge bed, but I want to see how that comes out. So I think that's a very good fit. There will be trims. I found the original trims to go down the edges here, plus the rubbers going around the windows. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking so much better. Okay, let's tidy up. Another one done. Yeah, progress. I think it's definite progress. And I also think at the moment we're looking at a different way of doing the front main cabin side walls. I don't think they can be wood. I think they're going to have to be a 2-pack. It's just, we'll go over it next time, but it's just, I had a look today. There's just too much work there to do. It's the wood is holed, it's pitted, it's not coming back. So I think we're going to need to use some resin filler and seal it all and 2-pack the lot. Anyway, we've made progress. Wheelhouse is coming on. Shower wall to go in soon. Part of the wheelhouse. And yeah, we're getting some first cables will go in. Once this part's in, our first wires will go in this boat, which will be, to me, a really good sign. Anyway, thanks and take care.